All right, welcome back. Here we have yet another video. It seems like I found a few more servers to do. We've just recently did, was it WildStar, and then we did Toontown, and this one is going to be Archeage or Archeage or whatever you want to pronounce it. So we're going to go to right here. I'm going to put the link in the description, of course. Normally, I would go through all of the steps and do them here, like my other videos, but this one was it was fairly easy, but also a pain in the ass. So we're going to download the MySQL 8012 installer, and it must be this version right here. So you're going to go ahead and grab that version. And I was going to run so you can see what's actually installed. Uh, can we run the launcher again? The installer, yeah, we can run it. Okay. Now it requires very specific, no, very specific files. You must install an older version of Visual Studio. You cannot use 2022. You need to use version up to 2017 is the highest you can use. I had to go to this Visual Studio link. Was it? No, not this link. There was another link I found. There it is. Down here and get this 2017 release. So this version here. I'll see about linking this page possibly because we don't want that one. But it has to be this one because I had 22 installed and it kept saying it does not see it. It does not see it. It does not see it. So awesome. Let's see here. That was the search for it. It also requires version 3.6 of Python, which is another pain in the ass to try to find. But it must be a 3.6 version. You cannot use the latest version or anything. It'll keep failing because I had the latest version installed and it wouldn't do it. And yeah. Anyway, okay. And these are the same pages. Okay. So yeah. So in order to get the MySQL 8012 to work, you're going to need those two. You need server, workbench. I believe you need this version for Studio. I don't think you need the shell, but I believe you might need the connectors and the MySQL connector. But it doesn't hurt to go ahead and just install this stuff right here. I did the basic install for server. Now, when you install it, it's going to ask for a root password. Go ahead and enter that. And then below, there's going to be a big box and it's going to say add user. Make sure you add a new user and make them the admin. You cannot use the root user for the database. So even though you're going to create the database, you may be in root user. When you go to connect in the scripts, you're going to have to use the user you created. So I don't know if it'll let me actually reconfigure and show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I selected development, strong password, current root password. I just made it something simple. So, I mean, I kept all this stuff the same. Okay, it's just going to apply configuration since there's already a user. But yeah, you can always log in as root and create a user as well. And if you forget to do something, you can add or you can add or modify. So anyway, I don't know why they didn't just use Heidi SQL. It would have been a lot, or not Heidi, but MariaDB would have been a lot easier. Anyway, so you want the server and the workbench. I know that, and I believe you just go ahead and install the rest of these. I forget what the actual option is. You'll have a bunch of options to select what type it is, but anyway, I'm leaving these up here. I believe these are the minimum ones you need, and I'm rambling on too much about that. So okay, you're going to need this Net9 SDK. We've installed that in other videos. Just go to the link right there, and you can download the .NET SDK. You don't need the ASP.NET files. You just need the .NET. And then you're going to go to the repository and download the repository. You're going to make sure this says develop right here, because there are other branches. You just don't want to use them. You want to use the develop branch. You're going to go code, and you're going to download the zip file. And of course, it tells you right here to do the same thing. I missed this in the first video I made for this, and I had to cancel the whole video because I couldn't get it to work, because I missed this little step right here. Go to the Google Driver Mega and download the Compact SQLite 3, and it does not go in this folder. This is incorrect. This is not right. You go to the AAEMU Game. Wait, no, I want that folder. So I unzipped the database, or not the database, the project files into an Archeage folder right here. So you go in here, you want to go to game. This is not where you paste it. You want to go to your bin, debug, net9, and then this is where you paste the pack file. Where is it? I don't know what happened to it. I had it in here. I know I did. I forget what it's called. What's it called again? I thought it was called. Oh, it's called Compact SQLite. Okay. So it would be up here. Wait, does it go somewhere else in here? Does it go in data? Okay, it goes in data. Okay, yeah. And the only reason I found that out was if we go to, let's see here, the home page on this. No, where's the home? Yeah, right here. The only way I found that out is there's an other installation and setup guide. There's an alternative guide right here. And it's an older one. Some of the files are, or some of the stuff is, not quite right. Let's see our configurations. See, like I didn't. Yeah, maybe I did. I don't know. This is good. Was it here? There was one of these places I found where it actually shows where to add that file. Maybe it's not here. I'm trying to show you, and now I can't find it myself. Was it in the Docker? Oh no! Wait, hold on. Mini troubleshooting. Oh, here it says make sure you're using a server version of the SQLite files, but okay, that doesn't tell you where to put them. Was it in Docker? Because I don't think Docker uses it. I think it's already included. Somewhere in here is where I found out where to put it, and it's not where they told you to put it in these instructions here. It does not go in the AAEMU Game. All right, now I'm just going nuts trying to figure out where in the hell it was supposed to be. I know it wasn't in the FAQ because I didn't look in that. There was a video some guy did. Old video though. It no longer works, but yeah, so I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how I found that out. I can't remember where it was, but I know it said to do it, to put it there. So anyway, oh, I remember what it is. Okay, I went through one of the older videos that I was recording for this, and you can see here it says server database does not exist. Archeage, AAEMU Game, bin, debug, net9 data, compact.sqlite3. That right there. But this only flashes for the briefest of seconds. I had to constantly keep running it until I decided to go ahead and do it on the video. And then I still had trouble getting to this exact spot because it just blinks up so fast it disappears. But that's how I knew where to put it, because that is wrong. I will correct those directions in the description here. So anyway, that takes care of our compact SQLite. So make sure you put it in that folder. So again, that is going to be right here, Archeage, which is what you just downloaded, the zip file that you unzipped. The AAEMU.game bin debug.9 data folder. That's where it goes. Okay, then you need to download it. Now, I'm doing this on a server, so I'm connecting to it remotely. If you are using the same PC that their server's on, you're going to want to go ahead and download these to that server or to that PC. If you're using a server like I am, go to your main PC and download the client and download the launcher. Okay, now that you have the game, now we got to set up the MySQL. So to set up MySQL Archeage database, we are going to go into Workbench. So for Workbench, just go ahead and log in. All right, now I've already done this, but we'll kind of fake going through it. So open the Workbench, and these are pretty decent directions, and create two schemas. I mean, they even zoom in and show you what to do. So yep, just like they said, you're going to click this, which is going to create a new, let me close that query window. You click that, it'll create a new schema just like this. And right here is where you're going to name it. You're not going to make any changes, and you're going to hit apply. So just copy and paste or type in AAEMU underscore game, and then do it again, and AAEMU underscore login. So you're going to do that twice and just click apply. And then you're going to end up with these two down here. Now this next step is kind of wrong. I couldn't get it to work by dragging and dropping. So here's what you're going to do with this. So now you've got both the schemas made. Do we have the database folder? Yeah, the SQL folder. So, okay. So you're going to select login, double click it, and it'll, darken, turn bold. File, run SQL script. And in that directory, in that unzipped file you have, go to SQL, select login, and hit open. And it will load this database for that. Double click on game. Don't just single click it. Double click so it goes bold. Do the same thing. Run SQL script and select game. Like I said, I've already done it, so I'm not going to do it. They only take a minute each. They're not too bad. Okay, so now that you've got those made, we need to actually add a world. So see that says drag. Yeah, just go ahead and do whatever. Okay, so let's see here. All right, drag that. Now it says click the lightning bolt to run the commands. You're not clicking lightning bolt yet. Don't do that yet. That should be, like step 9 down here. All right. So on step 8, we've generated the tables. Select the login schema and open an SQL tab if it isn't open already. So you're going to select this, double click the login, and you're going to click this right here. Create a new SQL tab for executing queries. That's what I had open when you first saw it. Then you're going to copy. Make sure you only copy this. Oops. Yep, that's what I want. Okay. You're going to paste it right here. Now, in here is where don't change this. You can if you want, but you'll have to change all the scripts. But we're going to change the scripts anyway because of this. If you're playing on the same machine, you can just keep it as 127.0.0.1. If you're like me, this is running on a virtual machine and I'm using my desktop across the room, then you want to change this to your desktop's IP address. Or not your desktop, I'm sorry, your server's IP address. So the server that you're running it off of. So this is 120 for me, 192.168.2.120. So that's what I changed mine to. So change that to yours. Now, if you want to connect remotely, like outside, your house, This is trial and error, but I believe you would want to use your external IP address. I believe you want to put it right here. That I'm not sure about. You'll have to mess with that yourself. I know I got it working within my own internal network. So anyway, if you're using the same PC you're playing on, that's fine right here. If you're connecting remotely, like a server machine and a desktop, then change that to the server's IP address, the PC that the server is running on. Then you're going to hit the lightning bolt and it'll inject it into the database. So for me, I've already done that, so I'm going to delete it so I don't accidentally. So right there is where you want to click, and it would run that command. All right. Now this is optional. You don't have to do this test password thing because you just put in a username and password, and it'll create one for you. You don't have to create one here. And you can tell that it uses some kind of salt or random generator for a password, but it's test and test is what that comes out to be. Okay, so now we're going to do the server, the game server configuration. We're going to build the project. So open the command prompt where you download the repository. Okay, so that is going to be the root folder. Wait, I want scripts. So we're going to go back to the actual root of Archeage, of the zip file you got right here. You'll see the SLN file, the SLNX, whatever. You're going to right click and you're going to open in terminal. Then you can actually run the .NET build. However, I would recommend doing this the easier way and going into the scripts folder. We're going to get to that. Go into the scripts folder, which I'm already in. Here, we'll go back to the other folder where, okay, so you opened it from here. So you're in the Archeage folder, go into scripts, and you have build games and build server, build game and build login. So build the login, wait till that's finished, and then build the server. It'll take a couple minutes for each one, and you'll see a bunch of outputs. I believe the game server gave 3 warnings, which is fine. It didn't give any errors, just like 3 warnings, and it'll be fine. So even though the first one, the login says build succeeded like this, and the other one will say succeeded with 3 warnings. So you're fine with that. Okay, so just run the scripts and you're done. So let's move on. Go to the location where you downloaded it and enter the game bin debug net folder. All right. Archeage. AE Game. Bin. Debug. Net 9. Okay, then what are we going to do? All right, now this right here is this. Yeah, it explains what each one of these options does, which is fine. So anyway, which installer are we on? I got to scroll down. All right. So we are looking for example config JSON. I've already changed mine. So this actually says example config.json. You're just going to edit it. You're going to remove the whole beginning part over here that says example. And if you double click it, it'll open Visual Studio. You can do that if you want, or you can right click. This may not be here. If that's not there, go to show more options and you can put open with. And this may not be an option. Then you would go choose an app on my PC. And you can find Notepad in there, but you should be able to just edit in Notepad. Or you can just open Notepad and then drag and drop it into it. So in the config JSON, now you may want to kind of have this open because I had to go through this a few times to get it correct. And I don't know if it is 100% correct, but it seems to work right now. So I'm going to leave it alone. So you can see we got test host as a star. I'm not sure if that needs an IP address or not, but I gave it the server IP address, but you definitely want to leave this. I think a star just means listen on all ports. We're going to try that. I'm going to put it back to a star. We're going to leave it as star. Save. No. Yeah, I think host. No. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. Let's just leave it like this. If it doesn't work, we'll come back and change it. Because we got streaming network star, login network is I'm definitely putting an IP address in there. Let's see here, MySQL. This is why you create a user. I had root in here the first time and it said it can't find or connect to any databases. So you definitely want to use a username and then just whatever password you gave that user. Let's see here, the port's going to be 3306 unless you changed it in setup, which you probably shouldn't have. Don't change anything down here. I mean, this is the main stuff, the login network and that. Just wherever you see the 127001, I believe when you open this for the first time, it's going to have something like percent, not the question mark, but you get the idea. And those are the values you want to add something to. If it says percent something percent, that's what you want to change. That's what the initial files look like. So it's going to be a similar thing here. Find the debug net configuration and open it. And that's in what? That's in game. We're in login, right? No, that's the config. Oh, we want to go to configuration and client data. That's right. Sorry. So we're in net 9. We want to go into configuration and look for client data JSON. This one does not need to be changed. It already says client data. And we are going to open that in Notepad as well because Visual Studio just takes so long to open. This is where you need the actual client for. You do need the game pack file. So I copied Archeage into this is the folder where I unzipped the Archeage project. So all I did was copy the game into it as well. And the game comes in a folder called Archeage. You notice I spelled it wrong, but it comes in a folder called Archeage. And in the root of that is the game pack. Now you can just take the game pack and you can copy it into the client data or the client data / game pack directory if you want. Or you just add a line down here and tell it where the actual game pack file is. It doesn't matter where it's at. You can put it on your F drive if you want and put it in 10 folders deep, as long as you have the entire path like this. So you want to actually have game_pack. That this is not a folder, this is the actual file itself. So if we were actually to go into this, I know I'm kind of explaining a little too much, but since I'm not actually doing everything, I want to make sure you understand. So we got C, Archeage. So let's go back. So I'm in Archeage. Here's Archeage. And there's game_pack. So this last one is the actual file itself. And this is the actual path to it. So all I did was come up here. Oops. Click up here. I right click this to copy it and paste it here. But make note, change your backslashes to these forward slashes. You must make this change. Do not just copy paste, say, yeah, you're done. Change the backslashes that Windows uses to a forward slash. All right, so there you're done with that. Here it's just telling you add a source, say your client, path to your client. Note it uses forward slashes. All right, login server. So that's login bin debug net9. Yes, that long folder we just can't get rid of. So we go to login bin debug net9. And we got this is going to say example config.json. So I just renamed it to config.json. Edit that in Notepad as well. And you can see we got test. You can change the secret key, I guess. I don't care. I mean, it's up to you. And you notice I'm using a different host because I'm connecting remotely. And I left my network as a star on this one, so it should be fine. And then again, we've got leave your database alone, but you want to change the host. password. You have to add a port. I don't know if it's there or not. If it is, leave it alone. If not, change it. And then your login name. And then you're done with that. Now to the launcher. The launcher is on the desktop. Somewhere. Like I said, in my case, it is not in the desktop. It is in the. I downloaded the game, put the game in an Archeage folder, and then inside this folder is where I copied the launcher directly to. Now I can't find it. Nope, that's the actual game. I forgot what I did with the launcher. Hold on. AAEMU launcher. I know I put it in here. Did I not? I put it here. Games. Archeage. There it is. I wasn't in the root of the folder. So this is the actual Archeage game. This is the launcher. Now I'm looking for the launcher right there. All right. So my launcher comes up, or your launcher is going to come up and look like this because it'll be the first time you run it. You're going to put in your server's IP address, unless you're local, then do 127.0.0.1. Give it the path to the game, to the actual Archeage exe file, which is located in the Archeage bin32 folder. It'll pop up and say auto detect. It's going to come up with some crap mail RU 1.0. This will not work. Go ahead and select 1.2. You're done with that. You can do this other stuff, whatever. You can save settings, and you get to this screen. Just pick a username and password, and you're done with that. So we're done with that. That's just setting up the launcher. Because yeah, it'll tell you it wants to auto detect, and it'll pick the wrong one. And yeah, that doesn't work. So now to run the server, this is it, we're done. So to run the server, we're going to start the login. Right here, the bat file. I'm going to run it. I shrink it up a bit there. Okay, and the game. This is the one that threw me for a loop. This is the one I had issues with. Now that's fine. You're going to see it's checking those other directories. And here's the one that you loaded, the C Archeage game pack. And there the server goes. So we're going to move that off to the side here and let that do its thing. It's almost there. It doesn't actually pop up and say ready or anything like that. It just kind of stops doing something. At least until you log in, and then you see all kind of updates when you log in. And there it is. It says main world initialized, main world initializing terrain. That usually means it's done. All right. Yeah, you'll get a couple pop-ups. Hold on. It's because I tried running it the launcher before the server was up. I was trying to check for the server. At least I think that's what it was. Yeah, now it says play instead of offline. And it doesn't like to be ran twice. That caused part of a problem too. But anyway, I clicked it once and I'm waiting, and you can see it's loading up now. I don't know, all this blinking stuff. Yeah, whatever. Turn that down. Move the window. Now you can see the server's running, loading spawn data, etc. That's why I put that off to the side and keep this small screen so you can actually see what's going on. CryEngine. But can it play Crisis? So the server's name is AAEMU Game. And it takes, for some reason, doesn't, you have to hit refresh or something. I don't know. It takes it a while. I guess it's still loading something. But I got stuck on the screen for a little bit too. Like, what in the hell? Because eventually it'll let you select it and connect. Of course, I say that now. It just wants to act up and not do anything. Oh, loading doodads. So it's still loading stuff over here. Come on. All right, I'm not sure why it's not letting me connect. I mean, it sees the server. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to log in. I wonder if that one that network I changed to a star might have something to do with it. I don't think so, but I'm gonna give it another minute here, and then I'll go check that. Oh, there we got more loading stuff going on. And while the server's doing this stuff, I'm gonna let it go because I'm thinking that's what it's doing. Is it wasn't fully ready? Maybe I just jumped the gun. There it is. All right, it says up. Okay, so yeah, it just wasn't ready. I don't know if you needed to try to log in to get it to do stuff, or if I'd have just waited longer, it would have done something. But I think it just keeps doing this over and over and over again. But either way, you can connect now because it's now up. I already have a character made. You can go through the character creation if you want. Well, I mean, you have to, not if you want, you have to. Um, I'm just not going to do it. I just want to show you that you can log into the game world. Here it is. I mean, obviously things aren't perfect. It's like I can't even get close to the guy. So there's definitely a collider off or something, you know. What is with this bird thing? I have no idea. I guess that's supposed to be like his pet or something. You know, and these guys don't seem to go anywhere. That's a spell on me, I guess. Oop, that's recall. I don't want to recall. Apparently, I'm not hitting that creature. I don't know. I don't know how the game works. I haven't actually tried it. Maybe I can't do anything yet until I get some quests or something. You can see they're floating around in midair. But anyway, but you can see the game is here.
It's automatically added to the quest tracker on the right side of your screen. You can then follow the arrow beneath your feet to the location of the quest's objective. Your position on the mini-map is shown by a blue circle. A yellow cone shining out from it indicates the direction.
I told it to close, but it's still there.
Shown by a blue circle. A yellow cone shining out from it indicates the direction you're facing.
An arrow? Okay. I don't seem to be doing anything. I don't even know what that is. What is that? Oh, increases my movement speed. Okay. Oh wait, there's my guy down here. I've never played this. I don't know what the hell it is. Oh, I hit take reward. Oh, there we go. Anyway, you can increase the screen size. That way, this stuff isn't all sitting right in your face, making it more difficult to see. I just wanted you to see that the game itself does work. You can log in and you can do stuff. And with that, I am going to close this video out. See you later.